and Lulu.
We normally don't watch horror movies together, but we did watch the new Scream movie. What'd you think?
Scream!
You did. There's a lot of good jump scares of Scream. What's the one of the reasons why I love watching, why I wanted to watch is because there was an original Scream. Like, this is a reboot. And the original one was very clever because there's this whole macro thing about, like, they know how to survive. Like, teens are savvy. Like, you know what? We know where the killer is going to be because this is the way the story always turns out. And it turns it on the head. And the new one did a really good job of, like, going back to the original source, but being original. The next one's coming out.
Are
of
you
course,
serious?
Scream 44 or 45. I don't know what it is at this point. But it stars Jenny Ortega in this one, who's just coming off a hot streak with Wednesday. So I'm like, oh, she's going to, like, just from that performance, this movie is going to be amazing. People are going to go watch it just for her.
Oh,
you know it.
Okay.
You know it. She's in this one. She's, I think, well known for this genre of kind of stuff. She's really grown on me, actually. She's really well spoken. Like, I've seen her in interviews. Yeah, she's, you know, normally, I'm going to call them kids because I'm that much older. But, like, you know, young folk of that age are just kind of vapid. They're talking about, oh, this is so cool, and, like, you know, whatever. But she's a very thoughtful person, very well spoken. After the last one, I feel like, what would they do with it at this point? How much further? How many twists of a twist can you go? Because this whole thing is based upon that twist. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you become a mockery of your own idea. Can they still pull it off, or are they going to go M. Night Shyamalan on us? I don't know. By the way, if you want more cool commentary, well, subscribe to this channel.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show.
Scream, baby.
Yes, you.
Moan, more like it.
Oh, okay. Yes,
all right.
Yes.
I love when they stab. That has like shing kind of sound. Shing, shing, shing.
Halloween.
Oh, this is freaking brilliant. Like, how you gonna know who's who?
Not good.
Why are they freaking out? It's just Halloween, right? Well, that's to the point. I guess she's dead. It's a brilliant idea.
They didn't show that much for Wednesday.
I don't know if she's the main character, and I just heard she was in it. So I'm like, all right, I want to check it out. It's enough of a actually, I wish it was a little bit longer. But, okay, one is, it's a cool idea. Right now, set in a city, not versus like a sleepy little town. Just always these kind of these sleepy little towns, so no one can come save them. In New York, it changes the dynamic. Think about it, right? Halloween,
city.
Like everyone looks like they could be the killer. How can you tell who is who? The premise is there's a good premise here.
Yeah, but how are they gonna do the story? I don't know.
Let's see, there aren't that many horror movies set in the city. So, yeah, what kind of tropes can they kind of like go through at this point? Or maybe it's like modern day tropes, because a lot of more modern day horror stories now are kind of move away from that sleepy little town, you know, kind of killer, like person who, you know, who's like can't be stopped, like Halloween or Jason or something like that. There was actually a Jason movie, I remember, Friday the 13th, where he takes on Manhattan. He went to the city, but I heard it was real shitty though, because apparently like they just ran out of budget. So like, he was only in the city for like the last 10 minutes or something like that. So it was still kind of stupid. Like, I don't know. Jason was always kind of stupid. Scream saved itself.